Welcome to my channel. I'm super happy to have you here. If you made it to this point, you're so special to me. Alright, so today we are going to talk about CSS Flexbox. Yeah, so we've already have this HTML, we have the head, we have the body, and inside the body we have section, and this section has 6 div elements. So we're going to discuss about CSS Flexbox and how to use CSS Flexbox. So let's project these elements. Let's see our page before we continue. Okay, so this is what our page looks like. This is exactly what our page is like. So we have the 6 elements here, right here. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is to give class to our section. So our section will have a class called section 1 for our styling, basically. So we'll give class to each of these division elements. We have class, say div class, call it div underscore class. Okay, so each of the division elements will have a class. Okay, so now input all the classes to each of them. Okay, now we've already applied the classes, so we are good to go. So now we're going to do internal CSS styling. So we're going to add the style elements. Okay, so the first thing we're going to work on is let's start with working on adding sizes to these classes. Okay, because they are not looking quite good here, so we need to add a background color and make it look like a box. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to copy this same class name which all of them have. Then we'll head over to the CSS. We'll head over to this internal CSS that we plan to do. We're using internal CSS here. Okay, we're using internal CSS here. So we're going to write all our CSS styles here. So let's continue. So we're going to first style this class. We're going to use dots because it's a class. Paste it. I will say width of 100 pixels. Okay, then height of 100 pixels. 100 pixels. Then we'll have a background color of light gray or light gray. Yeah, got it. So this is how they look like now. Yes, this is how they look like now. So we have all the divs in a column form. So we're going to change the position of these divisions. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do right now is we're going to add a margin for each of them. We want to give them margin of 1 which is 16 pixels. So you can see the margin is effective right now. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do, we are going to head over to the section. So we are going to style our section. Okay, and this is where the CSS Flexbox comes into play. Okay, now since our section is the parent element, so we are going to style it before the div class. Okay, so now we're going to style our section elements. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to display, and we'll flex all the objects inside our section 1 element. So you see all the objects are flexed, all the elements are now flexed. Okay, so now we're going to add flex direction. How do we want to flex it? Do we want to flex it in a column form or in a row form? If we put in a column form, go straight in the y-axis. If we put in row form, it goes in an x axis. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to do is we're going to add flex, and we're going to justify the whole content. We're going to justify, so we have a lot of options here. We have baseline. Okay, let's have a look at what baseline looks like. Okay, so we already justified this. Okay, for us to do that, we need to add a background color so that we'll notice if there is any movement. We'll be able to say yes, there was a movement, right? So we're going to put it light blue. Now great, so now we now know our parent container and how it looks like. Okay, so I think we can use maybe black also. Okay, we can use black. We can use color code and put black. Okay, so I think black will be better. Yeah, great, black looks better. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to justify. We've already added baseline, so we'll need to check other values. We have space around. Okay, how do they look like when they are on space around? No much difference. We're going to try space between. No much difference as well. Okay, we're going to try okay, what will happen is maybe we'll comment out some elements and see what happens. So we'll go down, we'll comment out like 2 of the elements and see how it is. Okay, you can see now the space between makes it different, so that they are separated, they are properly separated. One is here and one is moved over here. Okay, so now let's try space around. Let's try space around. Okay, let's have a look at it. You see, they are evenly distributed. So one is here, is no longer at the extreme. This other one too is no longer at the extreme, so they are a bit closer. Then we also have evenly, space evenly. We are going to, now that we have space evenly and we've seen how it looks like, now that we have space, this is space evenly, so you see they are properly distributed. One is here and we have another one here with even space, so we have enough space here, same space here in between, and same space at the right side. Okay, so we're going to try starts. We're going to try starts. So justify content starts. See, all the contents are justified at the beginning of the parent div. Okay, we can also try end. Okay, see, all the items in the list, in the elements, are all justified at the end of the elements. Okay, then we also have center. Okay, see, they are now justified at the center. Okay, so we're going to try we're going to try CSS grid. We're going to quickly check CSS grid so that we'll be able to notice the difference and why developers sometimes use CSS Flex and CSS grid. Although it's just a preference, what CSS Flex can do, CSS grid can also do. Okay, so we're going to comment this. Then we head back to our code. You can see how our elements looks like now. So we're going to try something different. So now, instead of using flex, we are going to use div. We're going to use grid, sorry. So instead of using flex, we're going to change this to grid. So display grid. Okay, so let's see how it looks like now. So it's showing in a column form. All items are aligned at the center because we've not specified how we want our grid to look like. So the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to do display template column and grid template column. We're going to first put 300 pixel. We can use auto. instead of specifying a particular number, we can use auto. Okay, so let's check out how it looks like now. So you see our grid is now properly placed. Okay, we have auto. So the 3 items are placed evenly. So we have one here, one here, one here, and one beneath, one other one below. You see, so we have the column. So we have auto columns. So the columns are properly divided, properly shared, so they are properly arranged. Okay, so I think this is the end of today's class. Thank you for coming around. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share for more videos, so that whenever we post our videos, you'll be the first to get informed. Thank you.